Welcome to the Today Show Toronto and part 2 featuring the leader of the Ontario Green Party, Mike Schreiner, and St. Paul candidate, Ian Lipton. Stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone. Bonjour, bonjour. As Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, I'm delighted to offer my best wishes for success to the many friends and staff of the Disability Channel for your October 12th fundraiser in support of employment programs for persons with disabilities and veterans. Removing barriers wherever they exist, creating accessible spaces, and promoting greater equity are all central to this province's efforts to rebuild from the COVID-19 pandemic. So help us to ensure a more inclusive and resilient future, one that works for everybody. Please accept my thanks and encouragement. Keep up your inspiring and dedicated work. Thank you. Merci, miigwech.
Hi, this is Rocky Blyer, and you're watching the Disability Channel showcasing abilities.
Welcome back to the show. On the show today, we have MPP from Guelph and the Ontario Green Party leader, Mike Schreiner, along with St. Paul candidate, Ian Lipton. Guys, thanks for being on the show today. Very educational and informative. So, Mike, what I want to do, can you make a link from yourself between Queen's Park and Guelph? Because I know you go all the way out, so you must hit, Mississauga, Halton, Burlington, Hamilton. So take us through a little bit of a day on how you actually interact with those communities.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So I do commute between Toronto and Guelph a fair amount. And I'll just say for your listeners, I do it all electric too. I have an electric vehicle, and I think I may be the first Ontario party leader. I've been doing all of my tours across the province in an electric vehicle. One, it saves me money because I don't have to spend $100 filling it up with gas. And two, I'm reducing climate pollution and feel much better about my travel time. But yeah, I travel, through Halton region, through Milton, through Halton region, Mississauga as I head into Toronto. And many people refer to that part of the province as the innovation corridor between, Toronto, Brampton, Halton region, Milton, Guelph, Kitchener-Waterloo. And one of the things I've been really advocating for is all-day two-way go. One, because it's good, it's better for people to have good, reliable, and affordable transit service. But also, all those businesses along the innovation corridor have talked about how it is vital to attracting the kind of talent we need to build great IT businesses and just to really capitalize on the digital economy, because we have the trained people and we have, a history of success in the digital economy, especially along that innovation corridor. And we need to maximize that to generate prosperity and good jobs for people. And so, it's an honor to be, an MPP that works with other MPs across party lines to really ensure that, that part of the province has the resources and infrastructure it needs. And by the way, actually, the 5 fastest growing regions of the province are all along that corridor. So we're definitely going to need to make the kinds of investments to ensure that we can house people affordably in those communities, and that those communities have the resources and infrastructure they need to have a high quality of life.
That's great. And I know, just before we jump over to Ian, can you tell us, if people want to hear more about Ryan, who I believe is running in the Halton region, give us his information a little bit, if that's okay, Mike?
Yeah, so Ryan's a great candidate. We just nominated her in Wellington Halton Hills, and mother of 3 young kids, and does some farming in the region and is just a huge champion for climate action and environmental protections and supporting people in her communities. You can connect with Ryan through the Wellington Halton Hills Green Party and also through gpo.ca, which is the provincial party's website that has links to all of our local candidates like Ian.
That's great. We love to connect, obviously, because we're out here in the Halton region. So we would love to support and just, interact and become friends and see how we can help the community together. That would be wonderful, Mike.
It's a great region, Jay. So
yeah, it is.
To work with you in Halton region anytime.
So let's flip over to Ian. And Ian, you tell us a little bit about your background, a little about your career. And I know you say you have the election coming up in June. So tell us a little bit about Wedgwood Barnes and why people should move there. Because it's a great area, obviously.
Well, let me start by telling you about myself. So, I'm sustainable. I've been in the environmental sustainability sector for the past 15 years. I have a company that I run called the Carbon Accounting Company. We help organizations measure, manage, and reduce their carbon footprint. I lecture at the University of Toronto in Mississauga, in fact, at the Institute for Management Innovation. And the reason I chose to stand for election in the coming provincial election was really to sort of to address what I see is a catastrophe coming, right? If we continue down the path that we're on, which is the climate catastrophe. We have 10 years, according to the international panel on climate change, on intergovernmental panel on climate change, to cut our emissions in half. And so in terms of my working on this in the private sector, it's all well and good, but I need to tackle this in the public domain as well. So that's why I threw my hat in. And in addition to that, my vision, in addition to preventing catastrophic climate change, it's to do everything we can to bring forth a future in which we can all thrive, our children, our grandchildren, and ourselves. And so that's why I'm running. That's a bit about me. I'm a father. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I really want to do everything I can to make the world a great place for her and her peers and her contemporaries. And we talk about this riding and Wychwood Barnes. I live a block away from Wychwood Barnes. I've lived in the riding for almost 15 years. And as I mentioned at the outset, it's really a diverse riding. Requiring a kind of systemic long-term thinking to bring forth the best in the riding and the best in people. And I think that's what's been lacking. We live in a and Mike can speak to this too. We live in a political world where election leaders tend to focus on immediate results and immediate news cycles and the next election and that sort of thing. And I think what differentiates, I know what differentiates the Green Party of Ontario is we have a long view and we look at things from a systemic view, systemic thinking where the solutions lie. Quick fixes, as we've seen, don't get us to the solutions that we need when we come to these monumental issues of climate change, of affordable housing, of accessibility. And so, I'm not sure, I don't know if I've answered your question, but
no, you did. That's great. No, you got a lot of information. I love it. And so people, we won't get to the end of the interview yet, but just give out your website quickly, and then people want to check it out. And then I'm going to hop back over to Mike for a second.
Sure. Yeah, my website's ianlipton.ca. So
okay.
IANLIPTON.ca. That's my campaign website.
So if people wanted to go on and find out more information, they live in the area, and they go, hey, we might vote for Green Party. Where can I go? So that's it. They'll find all the information there for you, right?
Absolutely. And if they want to get involved, they want to join the team, we have plenty of opportunities. There's a link. They can email me, and I'll respond personally, in fact.
Okay. And Mike, can you tell us what's on horizon for the Green Party, or if people want to get involved, how can they volunteer and all the good stuff you guys are doing?
Yeah, I mean, visit gpo.ca and you can sign up to volunteer. And we have a number of great issue campaigns going. One right now actually is a raise the rates campaign. We're calling on the Ford government to double ODSP rates. As you mentioned earlier, Jay, $1,100. Who can live on $1,100 a month? It is completely impossible. You can't even find a couch to rent in Toronto for $1,100 a month. So to expect people to survive and have a quality of life, and you know, during COVID, the federal government came out with the CERB program and said, you know, hey, people need a minimum of $2,000 a month to live. Well, if that's the case, then Ontarians with disabilities need $2,000 a month as well. Or if we double the rates, $2,200 a month. And so that's a campaign that we're working really hard on right now. We have petition campaigns going. We're trying to put pressure on the provincial government to deliver on that. And, you know, it would be a great opportunity for many of your listeners and viewers to be a part of that or any other campaign we have going on right now. And then, of course, there will be a provincial election campaign coming up on June 2nd. And obviously, clearing up, we have a full slate of fantastic candidates like Ian in ridings across the province. And, you know, if people want a new way of doing politics, one that's about real solutions, many times to old problems that the other parties haven't delivered on, such as addressing the housing affordability crisis, the climate crisis, ensuring that we have a more accessible and equitable province, then I would encourage people to get involved in the Green Party. And by the way, we still haven't nominated all of our candidates. So if you have any listeners who are interested in being a candidate, you know, like reach out to us, because it's a great opportunity to talk about the issues that you really care about, the issues that can make a difference in your community and in our province. And you can go to gpo.ca and get all the contact information to get in touch with us.
That's great, guys. Okay, before I let you go, I want to ask two things. One for Mike, little advice for a new political science graduate who wants to get into politics. What would you say? And same to Ian. So let's do Mike first.
Well, I think there are many ways to get involved in politics. I always tell people that follow your passion. It may be through starting a business. I think Ian probably started his business because he wanted to address the climate crisis. It could be through starting, and I've done that with my own business. It could be starting nonprofit organizations. And if you're interested in electoral politics, I would really encourage you to use this opportunity of an upcoming provincial election to get involved in your local campaign. And obviously, I'd like it to be the Green Party campaign, but you know, it could be any party, whatever party that you want to support. It's a great opportunity to meet others who are interested in politics, learn about how to, you know, be engaged in the political process, and you get to know the candidate. And hopefully, if that candidate's elected as your member of provincial parliament, you know, you can talk to them about how you know, help their office and maybe even get a job with their office. And really fantastic ways to get involved in the political process. I know a number of people who, you know, run for positions within parties. So every party has like a governing board that you can be a part of, either at the local riding level or at the provincial level. So there are multiple pathways to getting involved in politics. And I would do it in the way that, you know, fits with your interests and your passion.
That's great, Mike. And Ian, you want to share something, some advice? Politicians?
Jay, I've got a guy on my campaign. He's currently doing his degree. He's still an undergraduate. And I put him in charge of my social media campaign. And,
nice.
And so there's plenty, like as Mike said, there's plenty of opportunities to contribute and the great thing about the Green Party, you know, unlike the legacy parties, we really are sort of a bottom-up party, and people who have ideas and who are energetic have countless opportunities to contribute. And there's no resume you need to get involved in the Green Party. You just need the passion and the authentic commitment to make a difference.
Well, we would love to start outsourcing our graduates to the Green Party if you guys have any openings, because I tell you right now, hiring a veteran or a person with a disability will change your office and your life. I'm telling you, because when you see a disabled person sitting beside you and they're tapping their fingers or toes, or they're smiling away, or you're going, my goodness, what do I have to complain about? You know what I mean? It works because people tell us all the time. And I just want to leave you two things that I get feedback all the time, because I deal with you guys all the time and I'm media. The public wants the media to be fair to everybody. Okay? Fair to everybody. Stop smearing people because you disagree with their opinion. And politicians, you guys are our leaders. Set a good example.
Yeah.
Okay, set a good example, because there's too many people in politics who just throw arrows all day long. Same as media. And we're the public. We look at you guys for leadership. And I'm talking every party, and I'm talking every media platform. That's the only thing I want to say. Just, could I get the feedback? People tell me, you see our platform. I take no negative shots. I do not put anybody on the spot. It's all about positivity, education, information, kindness, and entertainment.
So well said, Jay. Like, you are so bang on. I really appreciate you saying that. And I think if you've noticed in this interview, I don't think either Ian or I have slung arrows at any of the other parties.
It's been great. It's been great. And this is how it should be. This is how it should be. This is what people want to see. They want to see people get along, especially with people who are in position of power, like you guys, right? And I'm not saying I'm in a position of power, but I'm media also, right? So I have a window of opportunity, and I take this window to put a good example, because I have a 23-year-old daughter, like you guys have kids, and I want my daughter to look up to me like I'm her hero, right? And I think every parent wants that.
Jay, if I could say, I just want to say, because I know Mike's humble and he won't say this himself. If you want to see an MPP at Queen's Park who walks the talk in terms of, putting aside hyper-partisan politics and really cooperating to get things done, you look at Mike's performance and track record at Queen's Park. It's a model of what you're saying. And I'm proud when I look at my daughter. I want to show her the behavior that I want her to emulate in the world. And I'm proud to be able to say, there's a guy that I want to be like. So. Oh,
I know that. I know Mike's a good guy. Like I said, I've known Mike for like over 5 years, and we've had great conversations. He's always supported the channel. And now, Ian, we're going to become friends, and, if we can support you. I mean, obviously I can't be, politics, right? But hey, if you're in my riding, you're doing good things, that's good for everybody. Right? So I really thank you guys for being on the show today. Again, before I let you go, website, Mike, if people want to get involved.
Yeah, just GPO, Green Party of Ontario, so gpo.ca. All the contact information is there, and you can connect locally with Ian through our website as well.
That's great, guys. I really appreciate being on the show today. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to come back and wrap the show. So thanks to the Green Party for being on today, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Thanks. Take care. Be well.
Okay.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So.
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special. I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like
First
that?
time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate, invalidate, invalidate, invalidate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Welcome back to the show. Wow, what a great, that was really intense. I love that. A lot of passion, a lot of empathy, a lot of compassion, a lot of fun, a lot of education, entertainment. So on the show today, we had on the leaders from the Ontario Green Party. We had MPP from Guelph, Mike Schreiner, along with St. Paul candidate Ian Lipton. So wonderful. Tell us all about their platform, the vision, what they have moving forward, how you can get involved as a volunteer, or how you can get involved as a young politician, right? You never know. Change the world. We need great people out there. So again, this is the Today Show Toronto. I'm Jay Stoyan. Remember, we have our fundraiser on February 22nd in Wisconsin, at Wisconsin Dells, focusing and supporting veterans. And we are at the Super Bowl, February 5th to the 13th with our sports show Press Box with Dave Stevens and Casey McKay. So send us a line, join us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Bell, everywhere. Again, I'm Jay Stoyan. You're watching our flagship show, the Today Show, and we're going to be making a special announcement. You're going to be seeing somebody else on the camera very soon. Stay tuned. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and supporting the Disability Channel. Until then, we'll see you next time. I'm Jay Stoyan.